See, I'm not a fine arts painter. I'm an illustrator. I illustrate stories to magazine covers. This is quite different from a painter.
In 1948, the Swiss Federation of Watchmakers commissioned an advertising campaign to help promote Swiss watchmaking globally. They wanted to create maximum impact with just one image. Norman Rockwell, the preeminent American illustrator, fit the bill perfectly, and he created a painting of a boy fascinated by an old watchmaker working at his bench. The title of the painting was, "What Makes It Tick?" That question seems to preoccupy the boy. Rockwell made his name illustrating the covers of the Saturday Evening Post. The commission from the watchmakers of Switzerland was high profile. The posters were prominently displayed in jewellery stores around the world and ran for years in national magazines. Rockwell rose to prominence during the Second World War with his depictions of family life. He was a natural storyteller. As you will see in this picture, he painted in 1945. The title is Breaking Home Ties, a story of beginning and ending. A boy is leaving home for the first time. The young man, his father, and a dog. They sit on the running board of the farm truck, waiting for a train. A single rail visible at the lower corner of the painting. There is a red flag and a lantern at the ready, which will be used to wave down the train. The son's books are stacked on a new suitcase. Wearing pressed white trousers and matching jacket, he is ready for his new life in college. His gaze focuses eagerly on the horizon and on the next chapter in his life. In contrast, the father sits slumped, holding his and his son's hats, as if reluctant to let him go. The direction of his gaze is opposite to his son's. With the luggage unloaded and waiting next to them, there is nothing left for him to do but signal the train to stop. And his pose suggests that he is looking up the track, dreading the imminent arrival of the train that will carry his son away. Though the two figures are not looking at each other, their legs are touching and emphasise the very strong sense of family ties in this iconic painting. Storytelling was fundamental to Rockwell's work, and he particularly liked telling the story of small-town America. The watchmaker sits at his workbench surrounded by the tools of his trade. On the wall behind, his repair jobs hang, each one identified with the customer name on a paper tag. The old watchmaker is making his first exploratory investigation of the watch. The young boy, with hands holding fast to the countertop and his forehead pressed against the glass, looks on keenly at the small workings of the watch movement. In part, the copy of the original advert reads, "To a watchmaker, your watch is like a living thing. His world is as tiny as the watch he is working on, and as large as the history of recorded time." Rockwell's genius was to show the marvel of that tiny world of wonder. He illustrates a small-town jewellery shop located in Main Street, USA. We see an old everyday watchmaker and an ordinary young boy engaged in nothing remarkable. But if we follow their eye line, we can see they have both been transported to a universe beyond.